Hey, this is Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Today I'm going to show you how to inspect and replace the brake pads on your Yamaha Ténéré 700. These brake pads are a high-wear item and you need to inspect them regularly to make sure that you don't wear them out and you're not running metal to metal. That's not only a safety hazard, but it's going to damage the other components. So as far as this goes, Yamaha recommends inspecting these pads at the break-in service, which is 600 miles, and every 6,000 miles thereafter you want to inspect them and replace as necessary. They're going to wear out at different intervals depending how you ride the bike. So just keep an eye out for that, and it's a really simple process to do, so we'll go ahead and get started. To do this job, we have some rags, safety glasses, a hammer, punch, needle nose pliers, C-clamp, flashlight. We have some masking tape and some brake cleaner. And since we're dealing with chemicals, I already have my rubber gloves on. Now, as far as brake pads go, we're going to be running these Tusk brake pads, but we have a couple of different options available on our website, so be sure to check that out. We're going to start at the back of the machine with these rear brake pads. We'll inspect and replace those first, and then we'll do the front ones after. So to get these inspected, what we need to do, we're actually looking at the brake pad thickness. So you can see there's a groove at the end of the pad. Once you hit that groove and that's right next to your rotor, then these brake pads need to be replaced. If you keep running these pads past that point, it's going to get metal to metal contact and destroy the rotor. Not only that, it's not going to stop as well as it should. Now, as far as the rotor goes, you want to make sure there's no deep grooves in it. And up here at the top, so these rotors actually have a minimum thickness, and a good way to tell if this rotor is wearing out, a lot of times you'll have a thin little sliver at the top where it flares out. If that's flared out at the top, that means that the center of this rotor has worn down where the pad actually rides. And you can take a measurement on that, but a lot of times once you have a deep groove up there, you're just going to have to replace that rotor. The other thing that happens if you did wear your pads out all the way and had a metal to metal, it actually changes the surface on this rotor, and it's going to look a little more like this, quite a bit more roughed up. You might even have look like some metal transferred over, and it should be really obvious that it's damaged. So if any of those conditions exist, you want to replace it. Some really minor grooving is normal. This is how the rotor should look, and if it looks like that and you just have worn down pads, you can go ahead and just replace the pads. Now that we've inspected the brake pad and rotors, ours are actually good, but we're going to show you how to do this anyway. So anytime you're replacing these brake pads, you want to spray the road grime away from that piston in the caliper. So we're just going to use some brake cleaner to do that. And when you're spraying this off, it's not a bad idea to use a rag to catch any of the brake cleaner that's coming off. All right, once that piston's cleaned off, we can actually push the caliper in. That's going to push the piston into it. So you can see we bottomed that out in the caliper. Now we have plenty of room to get these pads out. So the first step to get them out is remove this pin, and I'm just going to use my fingers. You can use some needle nose pliers if you want. Next, we need to remove the pin that holds these pads into place. So to do that, it actually has a clip inside of here, and we're going to have to punch it out to get the pin out. So you can see this pad just fell down. So we'll pull that out, and then we'll remove the pin the rest of the way out and pull the other brake pad out. Now this is the clip on the end of the pin that I was talking about, and when it's actually sitting in the caliper, it's compressed. It holds the pin in place. So that's why you have to use a hammer to pop it out. These caliper pins can get some deep grooves worn in them if they have a lot of mileage on them. So that's something to inspect. If there's any deep grooving in this, you want to get this replaced. So now that we've made sure our pin is okay, we're going to install the inboard brake pad. And we have this tab right here on the end. We need to make sure it sits correctly in the groove on the caliper mount. And that mount, it also has a metal tab in there. Make sure that's in good condition. And there's also an anti-rattle spring on the top of the caliper. Make sure that hasn't fallen out. So you can see the brake pad right here, it kind of stops. It's pressing against that anti-rattle spring on the top. So we'll press up on the pad and slide the pin through. Then we can install the outboard pad. We'll press up on that one as well. And we'll install the pin all the way. Now we're going to have to use a punch again to hit this all the way in until it's seated. After that, we're going to reinstall this retaining clip. You want to make sure that's all the way down into place and on there securely. Now you can see we still have some play right here in the caliper, and we need to push these pads back out against the rotor. So we're going to pump the brake pedal up. I do want to point out, if your caliper doesn't slide easily like this, you need to do further disassembly and lube the 2 pins that the caliper slides on. All right, we got our rear brake pads freshened up. Let's go ahead and move on to the front pads. Now, as far as the front brake pads go, it's going to be a similar procedure to get them replaced. Inspection, the only difference is going to be that the wear indicators are horizontal lines. And it's hard to see on camera, but at the end of the horizontal line, there's just a sliver of brake pad left. So once you're down there or close to the end of that line, you want to get these pads replaced. Now, as far as front brake pad replacement goes, it's going to be a similar procedure to the rear pads, except for the caliper pin actually doesn't have that locking ring on the back where you have to punch it out. It just has 2 of the pins that hold it in place. So we're going to remove both pins, and then the rest of the procedures should be similar. All right, now that we have our brake pads pulled out, again, you want to make sure the caliper slides back and forth easily. And if for some reason these pistons didn't push in easily, you might want to look at one of our other brake rebuilding videos. It might be on a dirt bike caliper, but the principles will be similar. So check that out, get that thing rebuilt if the pistons are stuck. Now, as you can see, our brake pads actually have plenty of life on them. So I'm actually just going to reinstall this. We just wanted to show you guys how to get this done. So we'll go ahead and put everything back together. Once you have both of these pins in place, you can pump up the brakes and then you're ready to ride. And that's all there is to inspecting and replacing the brake pads on your Yamaha Ténéré 700. It's really simple to do, and if you need these parts, they're available on our website. So be sure to check that out and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful content. Thanks for watching.